and welcome to this edition of Travel Talk. Welcome, everyone. Happy weekend, happy Saturday. Hello, Alana. Welcome. Hello, everyone. Today is a very special day. I have a special guest. I'm going to introduce her in just a moment. So, first thing, I just want to welcome everyone to my channel. Hi, Rosie. Welcome. Yeah, I want to welcome everyone to my channel. I am Cheri with Awesome Sunsets Travel. Hello, Anita. Welcome. And I am a travel agent from the St. Louis area. So if you have not subscribed to my channel yet, please subscribe and hit that bell. I try to go live on most Saturdays. So check it out. You can always check out my schedule on theliveplace.com. Thank you, Dean. And so we are going to get started here in just a moment. But yeah, so my channel is all about travel tips, travel cruise information. Hi, Tyler. Welcome. We talk about Disney, all-inclusives, all of that sort of thing. I do have a travel agency here, so if you need anything, any kind of travel information or assistance with anything, let me know. My website is awesomesunsets.com. So you can always go there, and my contact information is there for you. Happy Saturday. Welcome, everyone. Going to Disney World. Oh my gosh. I am trying to get there. I am trying my hardest to get there after the first of the year. So, okay, gang. So today I have a very special guest. I have been talking to her for quite some time, trying to get this interview scheduled. And so we finally got it done, and I'm so happy to present to you. And I'll bring her on. Here is Sandra from Sandra's Adventures. Welcome, Sandra.
Thank you. Thank you. Glad to be here.
I know we have been working on this for so long.
That's right.
And my Google Hangouts, we never did get that to work right. So I'm kind of glad that it went away now.
Yeah.
And so we have this great new platform with StreamYard. And so it's just so exciting to have you with us today.
Well,
So,
thank you. Glad to be here.
yeah, so happy we finally made that connection. All right. So, first of all, let's have you introduce yourself and your channel and kind of tell us all about that and how you got started.
Well, my name is Sandra from Sandra's Adventures. I live in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and really doing YouTube happened because I am an avid YouTube watcher, obviously.
Okay.
And when I'm planning anything, any adventure, any travel, the first thing I do is I get on YouTube. I YouTube everything from, oh, there are what's the 3 best hotels in Salt Lake City. I mean, like anything at all, I was YouTubing it.
Mm-hmm.
I actually found so much entertainment just from watching travel YouTube videos that I decided one day last year, it's been about a year and a half now, like 18 months. I decided, why not try doing it myself? And I've had so much fun with it. It's gone pretty well. I like it. So.
Oh, I am loving all of your videos. You do an awesome job. So I've just been following along with all of your adventures. And, so with me being a travel lover, and I don't get to travel as much as I would like.
Yeah.
So, so I like to go and watch your videos and all of your cruises and other things that you do. Because you do not only cruises, but other trips as well, right?
Right. I like to say that I'm not discriminatory on travel. Unfortunately, I like everything. Cruising has been, probably for the last 4 or 5 years, I've been going on a couple of cruises a year. But yeah, I do pretty much Disney, European travel, international stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've had quite a few adventures already this year.
Yeah, I do. I mean, I like to go. I started out saying, okay, I'm going to travel once a quarter. And then I just got this huge bug. And so now I'm home a couple of 3 weeks and I'm like, okay, what's next on the agenda?
Yeah, what can I cook up next, huh?
What can I sell in my house to get more travel money?
There you go. Well, I just want to say welcome real quick to D&G Explorers. Welcome, welcome. Hi, guys. We've got Alana, Tyler Show. We have some great channels in the chat today, you guys. So if you have not checked out these channels, go check out these channels. They have all kinds of awesome travel content. So definitely go check them out. So, okay, Sandra. So today we are here to talk about your cruise on the Symphony of the Seas. Yeah. So I have all kinds of questions for you. So, but first of all, when did you go on the Symphony of the Seas?
We went in, we started the trip in April 27th to May 3rd. So it was this year. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we went in February on the Oasis. So we were just a little bit ahead of you on that. But I tell you what, the Symphony just looks amazing. Am I wrong?
No, you are not wrong. It is, I mean, as I was thinking about coming on and chatting, and of course I chat about it a lot because I love that ship, but it just reminds me of being at a luxury resort. Like the dining, the shows. I mean, like every single night, it's like you're in some downtown city, and you have just a plethora of things to choose from to do. I mean, it is amazing for sure.
Yeah, it is a floating city, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. Definitely.
All right. Well, tell us a little bit about like where did you sail out of and which ports did you visit?
Okay. So for our trip, we flew out of Miami, and we learned some valuable lessons. I know D&G Explorers are on here, and they had some kind of mishap with traveling the day before, which they did, but thankfully they did. And so we traveled the day before, and we just had a great evening. We stayed in Miami. We went down to South Beach, had a great relaxing dinner. Then on Saturday, we did embarkation, and it was great. We went to, our ports were St. Thomas, St. Kitts, and Nassau. And we had been to Thomas before and Nassau before, but years and years and years ago. And then we had it's a 7-day cruise, so 3 sea days, maybe 2. Wow. Yeah, so it was a really good length of a cruise for sure.
I've never been to St. Kitts. That sounds amazing.
Yeah, I don't know how you feel about when you go to a new island. I kind of wish that whenever I go to somewhere new, that I would take an island tour as my very first excursion. Because we did a volcano hike, which, I mean, I don't regret the volcano hike. Yeah, that volcano hike.
We got to talk about that. Got to talk about that. I was watching that video, and I was just like, has she lost her mind? Honestly, because we're the same age, and I'm just like, girl.
I tell you what, that hike, it was challenging, and it was, it was strenuous. They listed it as strenuous. So don't ever think they're lying to you. If they say strenuous, it is strenuous. But they never told you there was not a restroom facility on the trail. And I think in the video, I went from something like 9 o'clock in the morning until 3:30 or 4 without having an opportunity to go to the restroom, except if I wanted to use the restroom in front of other people. So it was.
I think I just would have had to go. I mean, I'm just like, oh.
I wish I could have. And my husband went, he had no problem, but yeah.
Totally different story with the guys.
Sure. But I just couldn't. And yeah, I think they really need to highlight that in Beware because,
Yeah.
it was tough.
Yeah, that was, not only that, but I mean, you were actually climbing a pretty steep mountain.
Oh, yeah, it was. I mean, sometimes when they list how hard a hike is, you tend to like, no big deal. If you ever do that hike, it's the Mount Lamagona hike on St. Kitts. It is very strenuous. Trust.
So yeah. So definitely read the labels on the short versions
Yeah.
and get the whole, but I do that because I'm like, I want to make sure that I have plenty of things to eat and drink and restrooms and all of that before I sign up for any.
And when we were on that hike, I don't know if I said it in one of my videos or not, but there was a couple that ended up stopping and just left. Yeah. And I felt bad because they were totally in the hiking gear and were so excited. But once we started and they kind of could tell how difficult it was going to be, they said, tapping out. Bye.
See y'all. Yeah, that would have been totally me.
Yeah.
Okay, so one question. We got a question for you here real quick. Okay, so the Tyler Show says, got a question about the Symphony. Did you go on the Flow Rider?
Tyler. I wanted to go on the Flow Rider. Like, seriously, that and ice skating were the things that I did not do on the cruise. And it was really just a timing thing. And I don't know how else to explain it, but on that ship, there's too much to do. Like, you literally have to kind of pick and choose what you want to do. And then you have to go on it again because, I really did want to do that. I was like, oh, even if I made a fool out of myself, I still wanted to do it.
Yeah, it looks like it would be a blast.
Yeah.
But, I definitely couldn't do the standing up thing, but I would love to do the laying down thing,
I could totally do the falling down thing too. I would be awesome at that.
Oh, yeah. We would all be experts at that. And then Alana says, spend so much time walking from one end of the ship to the other. Yeah, you get plenty of exercise on a cruise.
Oh, so. And especially that when I went on like the Abyss, I went up there and I had my sleeveless tank on and they said I had to have long sleeves because of the burning. And of course I totally understood it, but that meant I had to go back to my cabin to get a jacket. And I was like, oh my gosh.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
This takes a long time. So you need to bring a backpack even on that ship.
There you go. Take some extra things in your backpack, huh?
Yes, definitely.
I can understand that. So let's see, what else did you do at like St. Thomas?
So let's see, at St. Thomas, we did a snorkel excursion and it was good. It was a pretty wavy day out. I mean, this was not their fault, the snorkel people, but it was a very whatever. And we did this ride out there. I remember getting nauseous, but it was fun. It was kind of an overcast day. And I think it was the buck and sail and snorkel trip. Mm-hmm. And I remember, with those kind of things, if you ever cruise and you do excursions and you do especially snorkel trips, it's not that they're all alike, but the idea is you get on a little boat and you drive or you motor out there and then you snorkel. I think what sets the excursions apart for that kind of thing is the people, like the people running the excursions.
Sure,
and, I remember that the captain on that excursion was really, really good. And the deckhands might not have been as great. I mean, we still had a great time, but it's something to think about when I don't know how you would avoid that though. How do you know how that kind of thing goes? I mean, there's just so few things that separate some of those, like when you're on a cruise and you say you're going to go snorkel, they pretty much all are like I've done snorkeling on every cruise I've been on, and
Yeah.
there are just very few things you can determine, okay, this was a really good one, this one was not so great. And
yeah. But hey, at least you got out there, and tried.
well, and I don't know, I mean, I didn't remember this about St. Thomas. Like I said, we went on a Princess cruise back in 2006, and I remember going to the port in St. Thomas, and the port is beautiful, cobblestone streets, and the shopping, and then little bars and restaurant. Well, when we got off the ship, it was not that port, and I was like, gosh, am I remembering it correctly?
There's 2 ports there.
I had no idea. I had no idea. And I was like, this isn't right. We're on the wrong
This isn't right.
Yeah, but it was yeah, I really wish I could have gone to the other port. That was, I mean, the other side is a beautiful port for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, we totally enjoyed St. Thomas. We went there in February. So that was my first time ever going to St. Thomas or the Virgin Islands or anything. And yeah, it was gorgeous. We loved it. We did do an island tour there, like you said.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, like you said, when you first go to a port, that's an amazing thing to do to, go around. But it did have some swimming and shopping involved. So I was like, hey, swimming, shopping, and an island tour, I'm all about it.
Trifecta, baby.
It was the, what would you call it? Triple crown.
Did you go to the port? I mean, you weren't on Symphony, you were on Oasis class ship.
We were on the Oasis of the Seas. Yep.
So which port did you go to?
I guess we went to, well, I don't, because I've never been there before. I don't know where the other port is.
Okay.
But whenever we went up the mountain, I mean, you could see it down there. I've got a video of me going up the mountain with the ship. You could see it down there.
Okay, I'm gonna have to go back and look at that one again because
yeah. So it's of course a horseshoe shaped type thing, but there was like one ship over here, and then there was more ships over there.
I bet you will see.
But I think we were on the far side, and they were on the near side. The smaller ships were on the near side, I think.
Well, I had no idea. I had told the friends we were with, I'm like, oh my gosh, wait till you get to this port. We'll walk around, do some shopping. They're like,
Nope. Wrong side. But yeah, so.
Yeah, well then, and we were on, then we went to do, we did the little island. What was it called? It escapes me right off the top of my head. It was, we took a boat out to the island. It was a total beach day, a Pearl Island escape with lunch.
Oh, wow.
That was a good day too. It's just this little man-made island. They have a sandy beach area with complimentary toys that you can play with, like canoes, kayaks. They have a little bar. They gave you lunch. That would be my only con of that. The lunch was not great on the island, but I mean, overall, I would have recommended that. We had just a fabulous day. It was beautiful. The water was beautiful. It was relaxing. It was good.
Sounds amazing. Yeah. Hey, just wanted to tell you here that D&G Explorers said, I've learned a lot about the Symphony of the Seas from Sandra D's vlogs.
Those guys.
I know. They're so sweet. Okay, so yeah, Tyler said sailing into that port is so pretty.
It is. I wish we would have gone to that side.
And Alana says, great advice. Island tours can be great. Get a feel of the surrounding areas. Yes. Yeah, you love to kind of get out a little bit and see where the locals, live and kind of get a little bit of that culture.
Right.
Experience. So what did you do in Nassau?
And that's what we did in Nassau, the Pearl Island escape.
Oh, that was in Nassau. Okay.
Yeah, so I've actually been to Nassau. Like I've been on other cruises have stopped in Nassau. So I pretty much knew that the excursion was the way to go there. I mean, I've been to Atlantis before. Right. We've done a resort day. So I really did want something, I try to mix it up a little bit. There's I can go to the same port and still find plenty to do.
Oh gosh, I know.
Here.
I wouldn't have any problem.
I'm literally just happy to be there anyway. So even if I just walked around the port, it would be fine. But
Right.
Nassau was the one because that had been, I mean, I'd been to St. Kitts. I had never been to St. Kitts. I'd been to St. Thomas only one time before. I'd never been to St. Kitts. But Nassau was the one I was pretty confident about getting an excursion. Yeah, I mean, it's not my favorite port. Not that it's not beautiful too, but it's not my favorite out of all the ports. So
yeah, we went to Nassau in February.
did you?
And we did another island tour.
Mhm.
Now this one didn't have any swimming involved, but we did go to the rum cake factory and the rum factory and kind of got down in the heart of downtown area and saw all of that. And then we just went over to Atlantis just to like on the shopping end of it where they have all the high end stores and all that. But it was beautiful. The fountains there were gorgeous.
Oh.
And so, yeah, so I've been to Nassau before, 2 or 3 times, but that was really cool. I like that island tour. So
I would love to do that rum tour. That sounds very interesting.
yeah, and everything, and you can go back and watch the video. There's like 4 people sitting at a table, putting the labels on the bottles and stuff like that.
Really?
I mean, they still do everything by hand, and they ship all around the world. It was amazing.
Was it tasty?
I don't know. Oh yeah, they had tastings there, but oh no, I didn't taste it.
Rum. I always say I'm not a huge rum drinker, and someone always says, "I thought you drank pina coladas." I'm like, "Oh yeah, pina coladas."
Oh yeah, yeah, that's true. Okay, so let's go back. Oh, we've got Mouse Talk in the house. Welcome. Hi, Mom Melissa. Welcome. Yes, happy Saturday. I didn't taste the rum cake. Scotty did though, my husband. He tried the rum cake and all of that. So he did all that for us.
He took one for the team.
He did. Okay, so let's go back to the ship.
Okay.
And talk a little bit more about the ship. First of all, what kind of cabin did you have?
We had a balcony cabin.
Nice.
I loved it. The room was beautiful. It was spacious. It was comfortable. I mean, I don't always get, if I am traveling, like not with my husband, but like with just friends and I get my own cabin, I usually do not get a balcony. Because it's just me. But when I'm with Steve, I knew I really wanted him to fall in love with cruising because he has not been on a cruise since we went in 2006. So I was like, we're going all out this cruise. So the balcony, oh my gosh, it really did. Every morning we would get out there and just watch the world go by or watch going into port. Every night before we went out to dinner, we would just sit out on the balcony. I mean, it was just, I wish I could do it every time.
Oh yeah, it's just a little slice of heaven, isn't it?
It really is. It really is.
Hey, I wanted to say welcome to Shawina. She's in the chat. Welcome. And so, yeah, like I said, you guys, if you haven't checked out these other channels, go check them out. They have some great content. So, in the cabin, and I'm sure yours was the same way, but this was our first Royal Caribbean cruise that we went on. So, I was, checking everything out, comparing to Carnival, because that was the only other line that I had been on.
Right.
But I'm sure yours had the sliding glass door, did it?
Yes.
And you were ocean facing, right? Alana was asking.
Yes, we were ocean facing.
So you have to be careful with Royal, guys, especially on the Oasis class ships, because they do have some balconies that are overlooking the boardwalk and Central Park and all of that. So, if you need help, let me know. But, I can kind of make sure you get an ocean view balcony, they call it. if you want an ocean view balcony.
Right. Yeah, that would be a bummer to think you're going to be looking at the ocean and not be looking at the ocean.
Yeah. So, you know, a lot of people may make that mistake and book the wrong type of cabin.
I totally see that.
But yeah, so you had the sliding glass.
Yes, and yeah, it was the cabin itself. I'd kind of done a lot of research. One of the things,
The Royal Caribbean Cup.
man, I should get one too. I just have a little red
I
cup.
got my Royal Caribbean Cup.
The one thing I look for in the cabin really are electrical outlets, believe it or not. That's a huge thing for me because of all of the technology, especially me when I'm filming. And hands down, this cabin was legit, like totally hooked up with all the electrical outlets.
Yeah, because it's a pretty new ship, so I'm sure they have all the bells and whistles.
Yeah. I would say the only thing that was, I mean, everything was crisp and clean because it was a new ship, of course. I feel like our cabin was, of course, much larger than I've been on Carnival, but I mean, you're looking at, I paid a different price for the one on Caribbean. The bathroom was, it was still small, just like most. The only thing I remember specifically, beside it being really clean and really crisp and really big and beautiful, and I loved it, was the amenities in the bathroom. And I think this is everywhere. They usually will put in there a shampoo and a body wash, but they never put on conditioner. Why is that? Why don't
they never do?
Why is that? I mean,
don't
I'm not particular. I mean, obviously, look at my hair. I'm not particular about things in my hair, but I'm like, I would like conditioner. Why
I
don't
would like some conditioner, yeah.
Why don't they do? Is there a reason? I mean, I'm serious. Is there a reason they don't do conditioner?
I have no clue.
I need to do some research on that.
Well, you know, I've heard that it's kind of like the combo shampoo conditioner combo mix.
Oh, maybe that was.
Now, whether that's true or not, I don't know.
I'll have to go back and look myself. That's interesting.
Yeah. But did you have the shower door instead of the shower curtain?
Yes, and I love that. Oh my gosh, I can't.
Wasn't that nice?
Because I flood on Carnival all the time. The shower curtain never hits it exactly right, and I feel terrible. I'm mopping up the floor.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that about it, but I did not enjoy, and I don't know if you had this, but the the counter on the bathroom was only about 6 inches wide.
Right.
Sorry.
You know, I don't remember that being a huge issue just because they seem always small. I would put everything up on those like elevated elevated shelves that they have in there. So, I mean, it was okay. But it is tiny. You can't really use it, but.
Well, my sink was so small because, like I said, it was only like this wide. So the water kept coming out of it. So I was just cracking up. I was like, seriously? You couldn't put 2 more inches on that? Something? But yeah, so I loved our cabin. And then did you have like the space under the bed where to put your suitcases under there?
Do you know, I don't even know if I did. We put
Because I took advantage of that. Well, of course, Carnival has it too, but you can lift up the bed and put them in there. But this, we could just slide them under there. So, because I normally don't unpack all the way. I just kind of leave everything packed in, just kind of get in and out of the suitcase. But on this, I just went ahead and took everything out, slid it under the bed. It was fantastic.
Yeah, you know, I think we put our suitcases in the closet. We didn't even.
Did yeah. The closet was plenty big enough for that, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. I mean, that was the beauty of it. I tend to lean pack when I can, and the drawers and a few hangers were all we needed, and we had plenty of room. Yeah, it was spacious.
Yeah, I was impressed with the amount of shelves and the storage space under the bed, and you know, the closet was plenty big. Right. And we did pack some extra hangers because they never have enough hangers, but they did, I think, have more than what we were used to.
Oh, good.
Yeah. I was really impressed with that. So, okay, so next subject. Let's talk about food because I know we all love food.
Oh my gosh.
So we'll start with the main dining room. What were your thoughts on the main dining room?
Okay, so I'll preface this by saying that the specialty dining was so good, but the main dining room was like a 5-star restaurant type food. And I mean, the only negative, if you can even call it a negative, is that on most cruise ships that I've been on, they give you really small portions. The portions were huge. I mean,
Really?
yeah, I remember getting spaghetti bolognese, and it was like this huge big bowl. And I couldn't finish it all because I still had dessert to eat. So it was like, I mean, I feel like they gave really huge portions, and that was a surprise.
Yeah.
But every night it was not one bad meal. It was amazing, really good. And the way, I mean, we were in kind of an alcove. We weren't in the big area, so it even felt not like, big open space. We kind of even felt like we were in a small little fine dining establishment.
Nice.
The wait staff was so on top of everything. Every night they would anticipate what we would have. Would you like that wine again? Da, 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 da.
Really?
Yeah, very on top of it. Just amazing.
Oh, I love to hear that. I really do. Because you just can't beat most of the wait staff, just make you feel so at home.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I really feel like all the staff that I've on all the cruises I've ever been on have been wonderful, but Symphony really was. I mean, they got to know our names, even in the MDR, and we didn't eat.
Wow.
We went to 3 different, especially dining restaurants, so we only ate in the MDR twice, I think.
Wow.
They got to know us. By the second night, oh, would you like that wine again? We're good to see you. Maybe we ate there 3 times, honestly. But yeah, it was amazing. It was amazing.
Okay, so let's hear about these specialty dining restaurants that you went to.
Okay, well, first let me tell you this about what happened when we got on the ship. We had booked 2 specialty dining reservations. We hadn't decided what we wanted to do for the third. So on our first night in the MDR, the wait staff said, "Hey, do you have your specialty dining?" And we said, "Yes, we have 2." And they said, "Would you like to add a third one?" And we were like, well, he said, "If you do 3, we will give it to you for like $100, whatever the price was."
Oh, nice.
It was like $5 more than we paid for 2 reservations.
Okay. Almost buy 2, get 1 free.
Yes, because on that first night they did that, and so we got a third one for basically the same price.
Wow.
Yeah, so we're like, yes, we will do that.
Yes, I will.
Yeah, so we went to Chops Grill, which I'll be honest, I don't know how to tell you which one was better. Chops Grill, Jamie's Italian, and Wonderland. I'll put Wonderland off to itself because it was so unique. So then you have Jamie's and Chops.
Right.
It's so good. So good. I wish I could say it differently, but they were, again, you would not have believed you were on a cruise ship. You would
really
downtown eating. Jamie's Italian and the Chop House have outdoor seating. I'm sure they had it out on the Oasis too. Like,
oh, right.
Outside of the restaurant, candles lit, and even at Jamie's Italian, they brought us menus, but then the gentleman who was our server said, "Hey, would you mind if I help you get your menu going?" And he helped pick out everything. He basically said, "What won't you eat?" And then he brought like 5 different courses out for us to.
Wow, that sounds amazing.
Yeah. Yes.
So what did you order at Chops?
So I ordered, of course, a salad, and then I ordered this. I think it was like a bacon thing. I went back and looked at it. Was like a melt in your mouth bacon.
Wow.
I mean, if you're a vegetarian, I really am sorry because I tried to, but it was so delicious, And then at Jamie's Italian, they brought out bread. They brought out this whole board of meats and cheeses and just so
I would like that.
Pasta, fish. It's just when we were on Symphony, and I mean
that sounds good.
Yeah, judge, don't judge, but I went to bed every night basically near nauseating, throwing up because I was so full. Yes.
Well, that's why I always said I don't mind eating in the main dining room, with the smaller portion type thing you were talking about before, because then you have room for pizza later,
You're right. You're right.
So we always would hit Sorrento's or whatever, later. Definitely.
That pizza's so good.
Why is it so good?
I don't know. It's really so good.
It really, really is. And it's just there all the time.
Yeah.
And you walk by it 100 times a day.
And I literally could eat a whole pizza by myself. That's the sad thing. It's embarrassing, but you can't. It's thin.
Yeah.
So
it's perfect.
Yeah, it's good.
So yeah, Alana says that she's an unpacker. Doesn't like living out of a suitcase.
Oh yeah.
And Wonderland looks amazing, she said. So tell us about Wonderland.
So Wonderland, of course. Okay, so I did a lot of research beforehand, of course, reading into it, and everyone said you don't go for necessarily the bulk or the necessary that it's like the best meal you've ever had. It's not like home cooking. You go for the experience.
Right.
And I think it's true because, well, first though, it was good. I liked everything we got. We all thought was tasty. But it isn't like you get in there and you look, here's your starters, here's your main course. You go in, they do a little paintbrush and you look at a menu, and then they basically do the same thing like Jamie's did. They said, is there anything that you wouldn't want to try? And then they have the wait person has a chat with each individual person and just kind of, well, what do you enjoy eating? What are your tastes generally? And then they create a meal for you. Yeah. And nothing is like traditional. Like my husband got meatloaf, but it was looked like a brown. I mean, like everything is packaged a little bit different.
Yeah, I've heard that it is very unique.
Yeah. And you really have to allot at least 2 hours at Wonderland, period, because we had made a show reservation afterward and we did not end up making the show.
Oh, okay.
It was okay, but I didn't allot enough time for that. And you don't want to rush that experience. Yeah. I mean, it is just, you're eating out of test tubes, you're cutting plastic baggies and things going out, and you're like, oh, I'm not going to eat this. And it's so good. It really is. I mean, it's a fun experience, and you get full.
That does sound fun.
It was super fun. And then the Mad Hatter is walking around, and he'll come by and chat with you. And all of the cocktails that you can order are all like themed for, it's just a very interesting restaurant.
Okay, so that reminds me, you said about ordering drinks. Did you do a drink package? I know everybody always asks if if it's worth it or not and that sort of thing.
We did do a drink package, and I am 100% glad we did.
Good.
I think that on a ship like Symphony, like I just recently got back from the Carnival Magic, and it is a much smaller ship. There's not as many specialty dining restaurants, but I looked at their drink package, and it was really the same price as the price I paid for Symphony. But on Symphony, there's just such an opportunity to try things.
Try new things, yeah.
Like we went to the Vitality Cafe outside of the spa, and we tried their pressed juices, juices. I would never have paid money not knowing if I was going to like it or not. I wouldn't.
Sure.
Carrot juice. I mean, like I just would not have done it. But we did it every day. We would go by and try something new just for funsies every day.
That makes it a whole unique experience and something memorable.
Right. I wouldn't, and I mean, not that you should go out and booze it up every day, but it allows you, if you order a drink that you don't love, instead of having to suck it down because you paid $12 for it, you can, I don't think I'm going to drink that one.
Yeah, take the guilt out of it a little bit.
And the shakes at Johnny Rockets were included in the drink package. I mean,
Yeah, there's other things included besides alcoholic drinks.
yeah, the specialty coffees were
There
included.
you go.
I mean, by far we got our money's worth on this cruise, just alone for the Vitality Cafe, trying those every day, both of us, and the waters. Boy, if I got 100 bottles of water every cruise. So yeah, we did. And I have gotten the drink package when I went with like just some girlfriends, and I did a tally out of everything I spent, and it ended up not being worth it.
Yeah, you had a video about that too, didn't you?
Yes. But there is something freeing about not having to worry about it. So if you put that into the scale, maybe. Right. Have you ever done the drink package, Cheri?
No, I never have. But you know, I'm kind of in the same mindset on the drink packages I am on the specialty dining. It's like, you know, I would rather do another shore excursion or something, you know, instead, you know, kind of just where do you want to allocate your money to, you know?
Right. Now, and I would say this cruise on Symphony of the Seas, I was wanting to really get my husband to be a cruise lover. And I succeeded.
You succeeded. Yay!
He said that he did not know it would be that much fun, that much activity, that many. He thought he would be bored. Like most people who don't cruise, they think, oh, it's going to be so boring. If you want it to be boring, then yes, you can have a very relaxing, do nothing. But if you want to have activity, you want to do things. My husband participated in a wing eating challenge at
Oh, my husband would love that.
Yes. And my husband would never normally do that, but something about being on the cruise, you know, getting in the fun, it was so much fun.
That sounds amazing. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. So you were talking about a show a while ago. So did you get to see any of the shows or?
The number one show on Symphony of the Seas that I liked was Hero. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Hiro. It was the water show.
Oh yeah.
And you know how when you are at Walt Disney World and you ride like the Flight of Passage for the first time. I don't know if anyone out there has ever ridden Flight of Passage, but I got
goosebumps just thinking about it.
I mean, the very first time I rode that ride, I cried.
Yeah.
Now,
I have tears in my eyes.
It was just so, well, I didn't cry at that show, but I don't know if it was outside. The wind was perfect, you know, going through the air, and these people were diving from these big platform and doing these amazing dances. It was amazing. I mean, it was one of the best shows. The other one we went to was Hairspray, and I am embarrassed to say that I fell asleep during that one. I'm going to blame it not on alcohol, but on overeating and being really tired. But I stayed up for like 15 minutes and I slept for 45 minutes. So, yeah. But I'm sure it was wonderful. It was wonderful. And then the other one was Flight that we missed because of Wonderland. They had like 4 different shows. Mm-hmm. We could have done all 4 shows. And the only thing that made me feel better about missing that one was that means I need to go on Symphony Seas again. Because,
sure.
Because I really feel like I could do some of the things I really enjoyed the first time, but I didn't do everything. I mean, I didn't do the escape room. I didn't do the laser tag. I mean, there are just some things I didn't get to do.
It's really hard to do everything.
Yeah.
But sure. Yeah, we did. The ice skating show was amazing. I mean, it was just, that
was Flight, right? Oh, okay.
I think was ours. And then the diving show was just out of this world. Then they had even a little water show, little skit thing that they did on, you know, just as a bonus. That was awesome. And we were supposed to have cats, which I wasn't really excited about. I'm not into Broadway, that type shows. But I just thought it would be cool to go, even if I didn't stay for the whole thing, just for the costumes. I just wanted to see basically the costumes. But we had a little cold front come through and got a little rocky season, so they called off the. So we missed that. Hubby was excited that we missed that. He was totally fine with that. And what else? So we had another one. What was it called? Up, Up and Away or something.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Yeah, they had the people flying over. We were up on the top, row, and here he came flying right beside me, and doing all these aerial tricks and everything. It was amazing.
I think that was the same concept as Flight, the one that we met, or maybe
sounds like it.
1977. There are two that we did not see, 1977 and Flight, and that sounds like something that was supposed to be in one of those shows. Yeah. So like almost every night on Symphony, if you wanted to, it would be like going out. You would get your
dinner in the show.
Yeah, and this is our habit on Symphony. We would go get a drink, like a happy hour drink, and then we'd go watch sunset, and then we'd go to dinner, and then we'd go to our show. And so boom, 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 every night. It was so
perfect. That sounds amazing.
After the afternoon nap, of course.
Well, yeah. That's a must. Okay, so I wanted to ask you, you said something about the Abyss earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about that.
It was good. I enjoyed it. I would do it again, but it wasn't, we did not have to wait in a line. I mean, it was like 3 people there and we just zipped on zoo. Once you do it once, it's not like super duper exciting. I mean, it wasn't scary. I mean, you're just in the dark going down a slide, really. So if you said, Sandra, will you go with me? I'd be like, sure, I'd go. No big deal. But would I probably haul myself up there to do it again? I don't know. I mean,
yeah,
it just wasn't like, now the water slides were fun though. We did the water slides.
The water slides?
Yes. And those were super fun. And they have 2. One is kind of more sedate and one is kind of curly Q. And we did both. Okay. Yeah, it was, the Abyss is a cool concept. To me, the Abyss is a cool concept, like the Bionic Bar. Is that what it's called? The Bionic Bar?
Yeah.
That was cool to watch. You got your drink, but you probably wouldn't do it. I always wondered on the Symphony why it wasn't more crowded. And I think because once you do it one time, you're good.
You're good.
Yeah.
You're good. Yeah. But it's all about the experience.
Exactly. And so, of course, though, Sheriff, you said, Sandra, will you go with me? Of course I'd go.
Of course, yeah. Well, what other activities did you do? Anything else on the ship?
Well, let's see. We played miniature golf. We did the rock climbing.
Ooh, nice.
The rock climbing is tough. If you've never done that before.
That looks hard.
It's tough. I mean, it was fun though. I mean, we pretty much did, as many activities as you can think of besides the Flow Rider Tyler show.
Didn't get to do the Flow Rider.
Next time. I've never tried that in my whole life. So that's next on my list of things to do.
Yeah. Oh, Alana had a question here. Let's see. How many wings did your husband eat?
Good question. I'll have to go back and look at the video. I put it on like a Facebook Live.
Yeah.
Here's one of the reasons he lost. He said he was going to do it. He thought it was a hot wing eating contest. And he loves hot stuff. So he didn't know it was volume. He thought it was how hot can you eat.
Oh, okay.
And they start talking about volume, and he's like, uh-oh.
I'm in trouble.
So they weren't hot, and he did lose, but that's okay.
But it's all about the experience, right?
That's a good one. Yeah, we laughed about that. We're like, it's not a hot eating contest.
That's funny. Okay, so Alana also says, I agree the Abyss is fun, but don't think you need to do it 100 times.
Right. Agreed, Alana.
So experience it, and then that you're good. And then the Bionic Bar would be full of it, have a heavy discounted drinks. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
If they had discounted drinks, it would be full.
Yeah, that's true. And it was fun to watch. I did enjoy that part of it, but yeah, it just, you sit there and you see it once, and our drink, I don't think it was very good.
Yeah. Well, so what are you saying, that humans are better bartenders, huh?
Well, I don't know.
So
Maybe
don't get rid of the humans yet.
not yet. Good point, Cheri. I agree with you.
So okay, so oh, and I just wanted to ask, did they have an adults area? Or did you go to
We did
Serenity
the solarium on,
Solarium?
yeah, it's called the solarium. And, I first of all, it's a beautiful space. It's I don't know if it's in the front or the back of the ship, but it's like got this glass enclosure. It was beautiful. We went to spend a whole morning there, our last sea day. And the only thing to keep in mind is that, at least on the Symphony, when we were there, it was like a greenhouse hot.
It's a greenhouse effect. Yep.
Have you heard that before? Because I didn't, I knew that's what we experienced, but I had never talked to anyone
Yeah.
else.
I mean, just from looking at it before we went on the Oasis, I was looking at it and I thought, I bet that's kind of like a greenhouse, and I'm like, I wonder if that's hot in there, and it was kind of warm in there.
Yeah, we were in there. We tried. I mean, we gave it our, good try, and we ended up leaving because I was like,
Yeah, my hubby was like, no way I'm sitting in here.
I wanted to, because that's the one beauty of being a grown up.
Yeah.
You get to go to those spaces.
Well, what we did, we found a hot tub kind of on the side. It was kind of as you come out, on the side, and it was beautiful because we had the water right here beside us. And well, once I got him in, I couldn't get him out.
Your husband loves to cruise then, huh?
Well, yes, like you said, I had to drag him kicking and screaming. But way back in the day before we started to travel, he was like, I will never get on an airplane. I will never get on a cruise ship. And I'm like, seriously, you need to get out of Missouri. Seriously. You need to get out of the Midwest and experience some life, And that's what it is. It's like grabbing life by the tail and just don't let go,
Right, for sure. And I know Cheri, that I have new triplet grandbabies.
Yes, congratulations.
Yeah. When my boys were young, they're adults now. We traveled some, but not very much. But now I'm thinking I'm in a position to travel with my triplet grandbabies. Like that is one of the things that are in my mind as I'm going and doing things. I really am thinking, okay, would this be something I could bring the trips to one day? I mean, right now, I wouldn't take them anywhere without their parents.
Well, no, let's not go there.
3 8-month-olds, yeah. But one day, in a couple years, I foresee me traveling.
In a few years, yeah. And we actually had a Disney cruise planned with my granddaughters and my son and his wife, and they kind of chickened out a little bit. They were thinking the girls were just still a little bit too young, and the one was just a little bit, she's a whirlwind. And so mom was like, being that close to, the side of the ship, she's like, no, I think we'll wait a little while till they get a little bigger.
Right.
So we went to Disney World instead, which, broke my heart.
Yeah.
So not.
Yeah, that was suffering.
Not.
Well, Cheri, I want you to help me with I am taking this grandbabies when they're 3 on a Disney cruise. That's going to be our first.
There you go. Yeah.
Then Disney World when they're 5. I see.
That's a good plan. Good plan. Yeah. So I'm hoping, that someday, my kids will want to go on a cruise, and we'll get to take them and do all the fun stuff with them. So that's definitely in my future plans, I hope.
Yes.
So what kind of tips would you give anyone that's thinking about looking at going on the Symphony of the Seas? What would you tell them?
Well, I thought about the other day that I just got off, like I said, a cruise, Carnival Magic cruise, and I had a wonderful time. But the Symphony of the Seas technology package If you are only familiar with maybe, I don't know, not just Carnival, but other ships where the technology package wasn't really that great, I'm telling you what, Symphony of the Seas, my husband streamed Game of Thrones while by the pool in the middle of the
Oh,
ocean. It was that package was that good. I don't know what, I'm techno nothing, and you know this, Cher. But yeah, he streamed Game of Thrones while on the cruise ship.
that's amazing.
It was well worth the money. And now there was like one day where it wasn't doing what it's supposed to be doing. They have this little kiosk. You go up there, you ask them, they try to fix it, and they immediately refunded me that day that I was out of service.
Oh, nice.
It was even the customer service part of it, but yeah, otherwise it was amazing. I mean,
Love
I've
it.
never
Yeah.
done a technology package, but I mean, not that you should be using technology when you're on a cruise, but
Well, I used it on the Oasis to live stream. So I was just amazed that I could. Well, this was before YouTube changed their policy that you had to have 1,000 subscribers
right.
before you could. Thank goodness that they changed it after our cruise, because yeah, I was able to live stream right from the cruise ship. It was a blast.
I want
And so, yeah, so I'm just really, really hoping that you and I both can get up to that 1,000 mark. And we're going to start live streaming. You guys tell all your friends, go out and subscribe. Subscribe to Sandra, subscribe to my channel so that we can bring you live content from the cruise ships or Disney World or wherever we're at. So, all right. Well, that kind of brings me to my next question, which is, what do we have to look forward to on Sandra D Adventures channel?
Well, let's see. So I just finished a series on my Carnival Magic, and then upcoming is I do some. I think we went to Charleston, South Carolina. I went to Salem, Massachusetts. Then I took a trip to Canada and rode the Rocky Mountaineer. Have you ever heard
That
of
looks amazing.
Oh, guys, I think everyone should do the Rocky Mountaineer, the train. We did it for 2 days and took us to Jasper and Banff and Lake Louise. Again, this is where I wish I was a better photographer or videographer or whatever you could be.
I hear you.
Because when you see my videos, you're going to say, it's not that pretty, but it's like fake pretty.
It's stunning. Yeah.
So, I mean, I could hire a photographer to go with me, but
I guess you could. Which reminds me, you are killing it on Instagram, girl. I followed along your Canadian trip on Instagram. Yeah.
I mean, I do, I can't do the live streaming like you said on YouTube. So, but I do kind of want to do like when I'm actually at places.
Yeah.
And that was a really good trip to Instagram.
Right.
Stories. Yeah.
Sure.
Because it's just so beautiful. And it was a trip of a lifetime, really. We didn't organize it. A friend of ours kind of organized it and invited us to go along with us and graciously allowed me to vlog it, even though I'm sure I was like so annoying to them. Yeah, I got to work on that. I can only travel with people who don't mind me being annoying with the video camera.
I know. I think the same thing. I'm like, sorry, but I want to share with my friends.
473 subscribers that want to see this video.
Yes. And that's kind of, how my channel started. I mean, back in the day, back in the 90s, we all had the huge, video cameras and, filming, our vacations and everything. And when I found YouTube, I was like, well, hey, this is a way that I can, kind of do that same thing and share with my friends, all of our adventures. Is so much fun.
Yeah, I mean, most people, No, almost 100% of people that watch the videos, and I feel the same way. I'm just so appreciative when you put something out there. You were on a cruise one time and you were doing a Zumba. You were filming a Zumba thing, Zumba.
Zumba, yep.
Yeah, Zumba, and I was like, I wouldn't have even thought that they would have that on a cruise ship. But
I
watching,
know, right?
I'm like, hey, so it like just brought some more information to when I do my own planning. Hey, I can do Zumba one day. I might have this. Yeah, I mean, I just really have enjoyed it. I really do wish I will get better I hope I get better at the filming part so I can really,
Oh yeah, I'm sure we'll all improve over time.
yeah.
All right, Sandra. Well, I guess we'll wrap it up here. But oh my gosh, it was so fun to have you on. And I hopefully will be able to have you on again and we can talk more about all of your adventures.
Would absolutely love it. I'm so thankful. I am a little sweaty. I was so nervous, but I need to go get a fan on myself.
Yes, yes. Well, you didn't look nervous to us at all. You did a great job. Thank you so much for coming on. And hopefully we can do this again real soon, okay?
Thank you so much, Cheri.
Thank you. I can't thank you enough. Bye, everybody. So I will tell you all that I hope you have a blessed and magical day, and we will see you on the beaches of the world. Thanks, guys. Bye. Thank you, Alana. Thank you, everyone.